Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The sisterhood. Got laugh. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I want to just check really quick. Just gonna give it a couple minutes and then we'll see how it goes. Starting there, right? Good morning. That's kind of funny. Oh, I already know that. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, Miss. Good morning, Wyatt. Good morning, FM. Okay, so people are gonna pop in and out. I already know this. Still pretty new, but that's okay. That sounds wonderful. Okay, so every morning I've been doing, or I believe this is day 7, so part of the self-care healing journey, agreed what? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't ever agree to things that I don't know, so yeah, I must be talking about someone else. Good morning, Basma. Okay, so I believe it's day 7. Part of this is just creating healthy habits and more specifically self-care. And I know some of us have trouble staying accountable, being accountable, so at least 21 days Spirit's committed me to come on here and share a little about some of the things that I do, but also just it helps keep me accountable. Good morning, Marnie Lynn. It keeps me accountable, but it also helps anyone that might want to follow along. Good morning, Patch. So, as I go along here, I know people are going to pop in and out, and I'm already, I'm okay with that. So people will go back and watch the replays. I also post it up on YouTube when I get the opportunity, so sometimes it takes longer to upload, and I'm not sure. Because I don't know if you can just go live right away there or not. And it's too complicated. So if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do one thing at a time. So, but as we go along, I'm just kind of trying to give some ideas and suggestions on ways that we can take a little moment in our time to start our self-care journey, because as a single mom that went through a lot of struggle and a lot of trauma and a lot of all kinds of messed up shit, didn't even know self-care was an acceptable thing. Not only a necessary thing, but I didn't know it was acceptable. So you would be put to shame or humiliated for being selfish and all kinds of weird mental mind fucks that nobody should have to be dealing with. So then when I started, I was really good at trying to heal. Good morning, Ruthie Marie. Palak, good morning. I hope I'm not just butchering your names. I apologize if I am. But yeah, I'm just trying to give suggestions on anything to start, because along the way I didn't really know, and nobody kind of helped me, and nobody told me what I was supposed to do. And I would see everybody, oh, well, we'll do a spa day, do this, and we all don't have funds to go do that all the time. So then it was like, oh, well, I can't do it. I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have that. So then I started just kind of creating my own ways, or trying to find something that worked, that kind of helped, that showed me how much I loved myself again, which was, good morning, hardcore Lisa. So then I started painting, and this one was a paint by numbers, so like I didn't spend tons of money. I think I spent $5 or something, but I'm finally done, and I love it. And I would take old cardboard pieces of box, and I just made little coasters. I just little artworks, whatever intrigued me in the moment. But I just decided, instead of allowing them to go in the garbage, and we made our Christmas tree downstairs. We haven't made the decorations yet. My daughter is she has some sensory issues, so we struggle with getting her to want to do it. And if we're gonna do it, it has to be a fun time. So it has to be enjoyable. So as we go along, we're taking our turn. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Giselle. So all I'm doing is like giving a couple little suggestions on things that you can do that are fairly cheap and easy, just to give you a moment to breathe, a moment to kind of not let the weight of the world wear you down. And sometimes that's the biggest part of self-care, because we don't always get that opportunity. And when we do, we definitely can't get out of fight or flight mode, and we stay stuck. And then, we're blocking our own blessings, because, of all the programming that has been just completely drilled into our heads. Some of us from children, small children. So I found little ways, like I made, I used to have my own recipes. I have to redo them all, but they all burned down in the fire. When I tell you I lost everything and had to start from nothing, repeatedly, multiple times in my life. So, I procrastinated a lot, and I struggled with trying to rebuild all the stuff, because, it was a sentimental thing. But, good morning, I love cats. Yeah, so it was the simple turmeric and honey mask. We're not talking big money or anything. Usually most households have that in their cupboards, and if you don't, it's a couple dollars on a shopping list. It's something that pretty much anybody could just add, and it's not gonna blow the budget, and like this little thing, I'll use, 5 or 10 times. So, like, if you make a small amount, it's going to last you for an entire month or so, at least. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just about building that habit and taking that time. And this one just seemed to be something that was cheap and easy, and it doesn't hurt your skin. It doesn't stain your skin, but it gives you those moments to sit with yourself. And then it also forces you to rinse it off, and usually you're going to go up into your bathroom, then you get to stand in front of your mirror, and that's when you get to do your affirmations and remind yourself of all the things you're grateful for, because as long as we're staying in a state of gratitude, we're allowing the opportunity, the universe, to send in the things that we really truly desire, right? And that's the goal in this world. So I'm sorry, but I've been sick this last week, so it is a little struggle, and when I cough or sniffle, I apologize. So yeah, anyways, I take a few minutes, I put on the mask, I get to sit here I do the nitty gritty, right? We don't all need to sit on camera putting on a mask, but it's not the most attractive, but it's about getting the point across. And I got a thick skin, so I'm not too worried about someone hurting my feelings, which is probably why Spirit sent me on to do it. But literally, I just put the mask on, and then I go through and I do a little bit. I pull tarot, but I pull these ones like on this portion that I come on. I don't do readings. I will do them if you email me and you want them like off of here, but I don't do live readings and stuff right now on here because I want it to be focused on gratitude, self-care, creating healthy habits. So if I deviate from that, then, I'm allowing something else to pull me away and sidetrack it. So as much as I'm being accountable, I'm hoping I'm helping other people to be accountable too. Because we all know how quickly we can put our own shit aside and let our shit go and be like, oh, this is more important. But these little moments with ourselves are more important because we need them on a human level. We need them so we understand just how important we are in this world, so we can let ourselves know how grateful we are, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that show up. So nobody else shows up, we do. So, but when it's time for us to celebrate our wins, most times we're left alone or left with our kids, and as much as they love to celebrate with us, every once in a while, you start to wonder, like, are there any adults out there? Is there anybody that actually gives a shit when I do something good? And where I'm trying to get everybody, what level I'm trying to get everybody to is, it doesn't matter if not one other human being on this planet gives a shit what we do. The only thing I care about is that we care about ourselves so much that it doesn't matter. Because we're going to celebrate ourselves better than anybody else could. Because at the end of the day, who knows us better, right? We know ourselves better than anybody in the whole world. And we know what we like. We know what we deserve. We know all of these things. And truly, that's what we need to be celebrating. Because we show up. Always. Whether we want to or not. We don't really get a choice, do we? But one thing we do have a choice about is we can show up and we can be sad and we can be angry and we can be in survival mode and we can hate the world. Or we can show up with just a little bit of gratitude and say, hey, no matter what, I have this. I might not have $1 million, but I have a roof over my head. I have the ability to eat whenever I want. I'm warm in this winter. I have a child or however many children you may have. Or if you don't, I have animals that love me as much as I love them. I get to breathe in and out every day, and I have an opportunity every second of every day to make a different decision than the ones I usually make. And every time I do that, I change my path and I make a better opportunity, and I give myself the option to really, really promote self-love, my creativity, all of the things that maybe you set aside for everyone else because you were busy boosting everybody else up. Well, they kicked you while you were down. You boosted them up, and they got up and out, and then forgot who you were, right? And I'm not saying that happens to everybody, but really, we kind of all let ourselves fall to the side, right? We allow people to say, "Oh, that's not really important," and eventually it becomes to a point where we're like, "Oh, it's not that important. I should just leave it be. Really, truly, I should just leave it." And eventually we do that so much that we don't allow ourselves to celebrate ourselves anymore, and then we start beating our own selves up and taking on others' projections of us that we don't deserve to take on. And truly, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks of us in the world, and it doesn't matter what we did in our past. Every single day, it doesn't matter because every day is a fresh, clean slate. So I don't care if you robbed a bank yesterday, but today you decided to have a clean slate. It's not for me to judge you. I don't judge anybody. I love everybody for who they are, where they are, no judgment. And I believe that we should all do that because at the end of the day, everybody has a chance to make a change every single day. Every day you wake up with breath still in your body, you have a chance to do good. You have a chance to change your attitude, your aspects, your ideas, your outlook, your perspective, and by the way, the reason I chose this one is because it's something that you can put on every day and it's not going to hurt your skin. Okay, I mean, unless you're allergic to honey or turmeric, then possibly I probably wouldn't suggest it. But if you put it on daily, it doesn't hurt, and it's just such a simple thing. And in this moment, like if I wasn't on here, I would just sit for 10 minutes, 15 minutes with my eyes closed. Just meditate. And trust me, I struggle with meditation all the time. My mind is a constant, never-ending thing. And so just being able to sit still and calm your mind can be very overwhelming, and it can be very hard to do. So many people in this world couldn't sit with themselves if their life depended on it, and that's also something that I'm trying to promote with people, is to take that moment and just quiet their mind, even if it's just for 2 minutes, 10 minutes, start small. And if you can't do it, on your own, or you're unsure, get some earbuds and literally find a guided meditation, 10:10 on the clock. That's endings and new beginnings, and cycles, right? New cycles, the beginning of new cycles. And that's what our whole lives are, is we're in a constant cycle. But when we stay in those messed up cycles and those mental cycles that put us as less than who we are, or where we allow people to tell us who we are or what we are, or believe what we want, that's when we get stuck. And that's when those projections can do so much damage that you don't even realize it until it's time for you to have to think for yourself, because you have no other choice, right? And or you have to go, and you're in this huge problem and you don't know what to do because you don't know how to think for yourself anymore, and it's not something that you're just like, oh, I'm not going to think anymore. It's like small things after small things, small little abuses or microaggressions, but continuous and continuous and continuous. It's like the death of 1,000 pinholes, right? It's like we don't even realize how quickly our own respect, our own autonomy, all those things are taken away from us because we allow things like this to not happen anymore, right? So, good morning, Soph. So, while I'm waiting and while I'm waiting, usually I would suggest meditation or quiet your mind, but because I'm on here and I'm sure nobody wants to stare at me with a mask on with my eyes closed quietly for 15 minutes, that would be just a little weird. Like it's not weird already. But, so what I like to do is I like to pull self-care cards. I don't know if you can see this light's kind of a thing, but I don't know how to fix that. Eventually, I'm going to get a little more professional, I guess, but as we go now, we work with what we got, right? So, and being a single mom that losing her job and still trying to figure things out while people literally attack has been a struggle, to say the least. So, at the end of the day, when shit piles on and piles on, it becomes hard to see things that we're grateful for because we let all the weight of all the shit, take us out. But we're stronger than that, and the more we come back to things like this and this, the stronger we become every day. And I'm a firm believer. I'm a natural born healer. I have healed myself and so many other people intentionally and unintentionally. I have no idea what you're trying to write, but something about Christmas cards, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, the moment that we take these moments for ourselves and really, truly focus on the things that we need to do and being grateful for ourselves. I'll take one. We can't take more. I'll take one more because we don't want to. Oh, I like that one. 2, 3. Okay. So we got 3. I know we could do half the deck, but we're not going to do that. And I'm just going to read them. I'll show them, and then hopefully one of them inspires you to maybe ask yourself one of the questions or maybe take one of the actions, and it's just a small step each time, right? So we got, this one's a reflection, and it says, for one who finds joy within the self, rests satisfied within the self, and whose life is dedicated to self-realization, there remains nothing further for that person to accomplish. Bhagavad Gita 3.17, and I probably butchered that, and if I did, respectfully, I apologize. How has your quality of life improved since you began your self-care journey? Reflect and celebrate on your progress. So, really, like, these small steps, and even where I'm at here right now, it's just been, 1,000 small steps, and I struggled. I struggled with self-confidence. I'm sure, struggle with self-confidence here, but my problem is my determination and my, just pretty much my determination to get the message out because I missed out for 40 years, and, now that I understand that it's actually a thing, I know how easily there's so many women out there that just truly don't get that opportunity and eventually just give up because they just thought nobody gave a fuck when really they did, and they just didn't know how to show up for themselves. So if out of this I can teach just one woman to, or not just women, men, anybody, but I just say women, especially. A lot of like, we run into it a lot with single moms because that's where we end up start sacrificing ourselves, right? And it's not that, like, that's not just the case, but it is unfortunately a big chunk of women and a big chunk of people of humanity that miss out on a lot of things because of this. So, and if I can help anyone not do that, then I'll be quite happy. If you feel burnout setting in, if you feel demoralized and exhausted, it is best for the sake of everyone to withdraw and restore yourself. Dalai Lama, and the quotes by Dalai Lama. Walk to your favorite coffee shop for an afternoon pick-me-up, or brew a cup of tea as you take a few minutes to reflect and recharge. Like, literally, some of these are the smallest, simplest things, but, yeah, I'm AI. I think they would have did a little better work, maybe. I don't know. Consciously celebrating the blessings of life is part of an integrated spiritual practice. It is a form of bowing to the mystery. Miranda McPherson is who the quote's by. Make a list of 5 blessings in your life. Add to it once a week, and each month take a few minutes to reflect on all the blessings that you have. That one's a pretty good one. And I like to leave them out. I usually pick one or two to keep out throughout the day so I can remind myself. Especially in stressful times, you remind yourself exactly why you're doing this and what it's for, who it's for, and the whole reasoning behind it. So I got maybe 5 more minutes, so I'll pull 3 of these ones, and then we can go rinse this off, and then we'll do the affirmations and stuff. Just need a drink. I made my own teas. I made the face mask. I made the lotion I put on my face afterwards. Just really anything. It's just about sparking that creativity in us. And we all have some form of creativity. And no, it doesn't have to be drawing or cutting. It could be rearranging your house. It could be, like, just literally anything. Singing, writing, just the whole point is about just sparking that creativity and reminding ourselves that we were all born with so many talents that we let fall away because of people trying to put us in some box that they've decided was all we were allowed to have. But as long as I've ever breathed, I just will never understand. And yes, I suffered from it. I was very much so thrown and stuffed into a box, and it almost broke my soul my whole life. But it just blows my mind how we're supposed to be okay with somebody else telling us what we're allowed to have, what we're allowed to create, what we're allowed to believe, what we're allowed to think. All these things, free will. Like, free will is a thing. It's a basic civil right. It's a human right, There's nobody can take that from us. Yet they do every single day. So, small, little things at a time, but you don't notice it till you're already crammed in a box so bad, and the coffin, the nails are already in the coffin. Like, it's not worth it anymore. What I'm trying to do is get us so we can get to a point where we understand that we're allowed to think what we want. We're allowed to believe what we want. We're allowed to want what we want. We're allowed to work as hard as we want or as little as we want. Or, like, we all have a different path, and that's completely okay. God's not here trying to make us all the same, or he would have made us all a bunch of clones, right? And that's just, I believe what I believe. We follow universal law, and at the end of the day, I don't care what religion you are, the morals of the stories in the Bible, the morals of all of these things that were man written, they just, if you peel them back to the morals of the story, they still all go back to universal law. So at the end of the day, if you're following universal law, if you're Christian or this or that, it doesn't matter. I believe religion in any form is just another way to segregate us and create arguments and create almost a hierarchy of I'm better than you, this is better than you. And no, like, I don't give a shit. If I meet you, I don't care if you're the king or somebody on the street. I'm gonna say the same thing. Good morning. How are you? I'm gonna treat you with the same respect, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Do I get treated that way? Not always, but for the most part, I don't go by how people treat me. I go by what I believe, and like, I'm human. We've all had our bad days where we're just over angry or we're fighting with our toxic people in our lives, and you get fed up and you argue or you curse them out or whatever. And yes, that happens. Have I done that? I've done that a million times. Did I know that it was creating damage? Did I understand some of the things at the time? No. But I do know that when I learned that I could do better, I absolutely did. And I'm still learning. And every time I'm learning to do better, I'm going to do that much more, right? Like, if there's a better way, I'm always open to it. There's some things I stand firm, and that's just because of my own core beliefs and my own integrity. But at the end of the day, we have to be open, right? We have to hear other people, and even if we don't agree, it doesn't matter. We have to understand that that's who they are and accept it. Like, that's just what I believe. So, okay, I'm gonna read a couple of these gratitude cards, and then we'll go take this off. Good morning, CJ. Good morning. So, at the edge of the forest, the thistles were attaching themselves to the fur of animals. What serendipity to hitch a ride to your future. Stuart Kestenbaum is who the quote's by. And then it says, reflect upon times that someone else or an outside circumstance changed your life out of the blue. How are you transported into your future? Give thanks for these acts of serendipity that the universe provides. And yeah, this one's pretty good. And it's so true, because there's been random strangers that have done things that have literally changed my life. And I'm not talking like giving me millions of dollars or nothing like that. Sometimes it was that small little sentence, or when you just don't think you're going to make it and someone says, hey, you have a beautiful smile, or that you've never met before in your life, or like something just boy, look at that wonderful sun out there. But it's not even so much what they said, it was when they said it. And like, these moments in our lives, we take them for granted every day, and we don't understand just how meaningful they can be until you got nothing left, until you're down and out and you're just not sure if you're ever going to make it. And then someone comes, and this miraculous human being walks up and says the kindest thing for no reason, and you melt down like you're not going to make it. Those are those moments where, you could have gave up, and you could have just said, no, I'm done, and you didn't, because of these random strangers. Yeah, I got a phone call. I'll wait until after. I don't know if we can pause this. I don't even know how yet, so we'll figure that out at some point. But invoke the learning of every suffering you have suffered. John O'Donohue. Contemplate what it might be like to allow yourself to be more vulnerable in your work environment. What growth might this inspire? I'm not actually sure. I don't know how you can be much more vulnerable. So yeah, I'm pretty good at just laying it out there. I don't know for everybody else how they are, but I just know I pretty much wear my heart on my sleeve. I've always, if I give something to you, I give it with no expectations. That's not to say that if you're kicking, well, I've learned a lot too, because I used to be like, why would they do this to me? You know, like, I've been so kind, and, you know, I've never been a keep track kind of person, but at the same time, when you're doing, and they take until there's nothing left, and then they kick you when you're down, it kind of gets, it hurts, right? So, but that's why now I've learned and I've grown, and no matter what, at the end of the day, if I give something like this, I'm giving my time. I give it with no expectation. I give it to myself because it helps me, and then at the end of the day, if it helps anyone else along the way, then then I'm obviously gonna get a great amount more of satisfaction because I got to help somebody, and if it doesn't, then I helped me, and that's all that matters, right? So, those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. Theodore wrote. I butchered that, and I apologize. Thank yourself for times when you feel uncertain. Inside these openings lives your most creative self, striving and dreaming for a beautiful future. And then we have, there are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. And obviously I choose second one. Albert Einstein. List 3 ways in which today will be miraculous. Do you know a miracle when you see one? Well, I do, because I'm still here. I'm a miracle. My daughter is a miracle. So I get to look at 2 miracles every single day. And then I come on here, and no matter who comes against me, whether they are all the kind ones, I'm grateful for every single day. But when they come on the attack, it's a miracle that I stay calm as I do. But I want to say it's a miracle, but I actually don't think so. Because I actually think that I need to give myself credit. Because I worked very hard to understand that only hurt people hurt people. And if people are taking that much time to come against me, then that's a them problem, not me. But I noticed there haven't been as many today, and I appreciate that. Because I think that I knew they'd get bored eventually. The thing is, I'm going to show up every day, so I'm okay with that. And the people that come back and watch my lives, then I hope they get something out of the message. Just gonna take one more minute, and then we'll go up and I'll rinse this off. Hold on. Take this. So yeah, it's just about, like, when my daughter gets home, I think we're going to take the time to make the decorations for the tree. And if we, make a few different decorations. Weird. If we make a few different decorations throughout, and by the time we finish, we will be right up to Christmas, right? So I apologize, I just gotta get it running. So I usually just take this time to say thank you to God and the universe. Thank you for all the good things in my life. But I also take this time to say all my affirmations. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am loving. I am my own person with my own thoughts and opinions, and I am never scared to say them, use them, or share them with others. I am always open to learning new things and listening to others. I do not judge myself or others. I live to be happy, peaceful. stand alone, working on my own, being an open vessel for Spirit, the universe, God, all of you to speak through me, my angels, to be a clear voice for what the message is that needs to get out every day when I come on here. Sometimes it's just a gratitude card, sometimes I just pull out a card and set out a blueprint for other people to help bring them, to give them ideas on how to start. Sometimes we're so busy beating ourselves up or trying to carry the past with us that we forget that we could let it go because that was the past. And as long as we're living in the present, there's no past and there's no future. And if we be grateful for this moment every single day, every chance we get, then we're aligning ourselves with all of the positive things the universe wants to send our way. So I thank you, God, for everything you send my way, all the wonderful surprises, all the miracles you allow me to see each and every day. I thank you for the people that you bring into my life that will celebrate my wins, be there for my losses as I would for them. The people that truly care and understand at the end of the day, we only have ourselves and all we can do is the best that we can. Every failure that we encounter is never going to be a failure, it's a lesson. And I love to learn these lessons and get better. Here, each day, my walk with you becomes more flawless, easier, and more exciting to see what's coming each day. And that is the most important thing that we can look forward to. So like I said, it's just a few minutes, and then we get to actually give thanks for the things that we have in our life, and whether they're big or small, they're ours, and we've very much probably worked hard to achieve them, and it's okay to be grateful for that, and it's okay to pat ourselves on the back every once in a while, because a lot of people don't like to do that. We don't live in ego, but we also have egos, and as much as we have 1,000 million ego deaths in our lifetimes, we also have to understand that our ego is there to teach us so many things, and we're allowed to have egos. We're allowed to a certain point, right? When it interferes with daily living or how we treat other people or how we look at life, then yes, sometimes we have to go through ego deaths. But our ego is also there to give us motivation and allow us to strive for things that keep us, from getting lost or becoming, losing any ambition to do anything in life, right? That's what the ego's for. But sometimes we have to keep it in check, right? So, that's the most important thing, We just don't want to be thinking that we're entitled or that we owe others or others owe us. We only owe ourselves. And the universe owes us nothing but the air we breathe. Everything else, we have to work for. And it's not always go to work, like get up and go to a job. It's about showing up. It's about being grateful. It's about helping others, being compassionate, living a heart-led life, being aligned, going deep within so we're not passing our traumas off to the world. We're not spilling and spewing hate and anger into the world. We're, living with love and truly stepping out every day, and when we meet people with kindness and compassion and respect, right? I don't care who you are. when I need you, I treat you with the same amount of respect. There's no judgment. And even the people that have hurt me, I have, yes, I've had to separate myself from them because there was a lot of damage done, but I don't wish harm. I'm always sending love. I'm always hoping for everybody's highest, best good. And the more they try to kick me when I'm down, all that happens is that I get stronger. So, and I get stronger without being hateful or cruel. So, and to me, that's what I believe. I don't do the return to sender shit, and I don't do that. Listen, I know a lot of people do. I don't do that because it automatically happens. Like, when you're treating people properly and treating yourself properly, you're not allowing people to mistreat you anymore. Are people still going to mistreat you? Yes, very possibly, but when you stand up for yourself and you make it very clear that you're not okay with that, then they have two options, right? They have the option to understand that they probably are hurting you and you don't like it, so if they would like to be in your life, then they can step up and not do that again, or make do the work to make it a point to not do those things again, and then, or they can just not give a shit, and then you know exactly where you stand in their lives, and you let it go. No judgment, no hate. Okay, we clearly don't align because I've made it very clear that I don't like that, or that that's not okay, and you've made it very clear that you're not going to change. So, once we learn these simple things, then we get to understand ourselves more clearly, and we become more strong in standing up for ourselves and being able to communicate. Because if you don't communicate that somebody's hurting you, well, I mean, there's people that know they're hurting you anyway, but at the same time, if you don't say it, like, you're just allowing them to say, well, you never told me, right? And then, no. If you communicate that you dislike something or it's hurting you, and then someone still tries to continue to do it, you don't have to say it twice or three times. Or you said it once. You gave the opportunity. And I used to forgive, and then let them do it again. And now I just forgive and I walk on. And that's that. There's, no second, no, I don't want to say no third chances, because I always give the opportunity to let them know, and then when they do it, depending on what it is, but if it's not as severe, like they're trying to kill you kind of thing, then, or, then I say, no, I really don't like that, and if they do that again, then yeah, I'm out. But if they put their hands on you, it's immediate gone. Like, there's limits, right? So, but I try to always give everybody an opportunity, which is also how people like to take advantage. So, part of my journey was I had to learn to stand on my own and not take shit anymore at all. So that was the hardest part of my journey, because I was programmed since I was like 6 months old. Oh, we got two already? Let me see. Oh, I like that one. I knew that was actually going to be. And then one more. Okay, they're fitting, so I'm just going to take them off. Spit out a few more of these ones. These are the Beyond Lemuria. Usually I only take 3, but as long as these stories are, the artwork is beautiful, and they have a lot of meaning to them. So, good morning, Jen. So, we got a Surrender, which has been a pretty trending one. I'm pretty sure it comes like every day almost. Just give me 1 second. I just pull them up and read them because they're oracles and they're beautiful. And without reading what they say, I don't feel like I give them the respect that they are due, as the artwork put into them is just phenomenal. 123. Okay, so trust, letting go of control, free flow, receptivity, yin energy, inner knowing, intuition, synchronistic opportunities, getting out of your way, the path of least resistance, allowing who you naturally are to flourish. Surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Trusting that we can achieve more by loosening our control can take great courage. Sometimes the most constructive way forward is to stop forcing things into being, rather than allowing, inviting, and drawing a project into being. The energy here is of frustration, as if you're pushing something heavy up a mountain. At these times, gravity or flow don't seem to be on your side. Use this awareness as a guide when you start to detour from your path. When control is released, so too is resistance. One of the biggest skills we can learn is to get out of our own way. When we are in a receptive place, we are open to a world of opportunities, and the great mysteries can unveil themselves. The mind loves to control the outcome, but this only creates limitations. It can feel scary, but when we allow ourselves to be caught by the universe, myriad possibilities open to us. The painting in this is called A Star is Born, and its message is about becoming the star you came here to be. You can reach your peak life experience through surrendering and allowing who and what you truly are to flourish. Today, be more by doing and trying less. This advice goes against the grain of our striving culture that encourages us to source from outside ourselves and to busy ourselves out of a natural state of all-knowing bliss. Surrender is a key element in the creative process. When I let go and flow, allowing intuition over direction, I find I create far more powerful works. This is not to say our lives should be left to the slipstream. The message is about freeing ourselves up from the paradigm of control and force. Yes, we can achieve with this mode, but we also lose opportunities for magic. A synchronistic meeting, following our intuition, and being in the right place at the right time can outweigh months of careful planning. So the divinatory meaning is loosen your hold on the reins and know the universe will catch you. Trust, even though things are not as you imagine, stay poised and aligned with your purpose. At the last minute, the situation will reveal its magic. And then I got root chakra, this is about your alignment, and almost always when your root chakra becomes out of sync, that's when your security and your ability to ground yourself is out of whack. And when that's out of whack, everything's out of whack, for one, but also it's much harder to call in your manifestations, to stay positive, to stay grounded. So this one is foundations, grounding, basic needs, survival, physical identity, responsibilities, the place where we build our lives, and then time and nature. This image speaks of finding home within yourself. I love this, like the artwork. Just these cards are phenomenal. A sense of deep inner peace and a strong sense of grounding and being centered. Here you can be released from the grips of survival into a place of thriving. There is trust, connection to community, and you can rely on others and joyfully understand your responsibilities in turn. You are held and have strong foundations for all aspects of life. With your guard down, you have the tools to ride the waves if you need. Everything is okay. So it's really about making sure that we keep ourselves grounded and aligned, right? Spend time in nature. Sit or stand barefoot in nature and feel your roots merging with the earth beneath you. Consider your founding beliefs. If they no longer serve you, it may be time to reconsider your priorities or the foundations you live your life by. Be aware of any recurring patterns that may be holding you back. And then the themes are homes, foundations, physical bases, and responsibility. The healing position is the base of the spine and the groin, right? And then the color wash is red. And then I got home, which is again, like, look at the artwork on these and see how it's all centered around the heart, right? They're saying home is where the heart is. That's pretty much, that's pretty much how it works, right? Like, it's wherever you allow yourself to be safe and happy. So, heart-based presence, grounding, finding home within yourself, wherever you are. That's funny. The body as a temple for the soul, travel, finding family wherever you go, occupying yourself, connecting to your unwavering, infinite depth and the collective oneness. This painting has journeyed with me under my arm for many nomadic excursions. I bet. It's beautiful. It is a serendipitous reminder to find my way back to the heart within my divine inner universe. Reveling in the outer explanation of this magnificent earth has often left me unrooted and ungrounded, and this provoked my curiosity for what home feels like. The notion of home as where the heart is unraveled. That's even more funny, kind of, and reshaped as I realized it as any place where the vibration and resonance are clearly aligned with you. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. However, your environment, the place, and the people also affects your energy. The title of this painting is Home, also known as Heart-Shaped Portal Outside of the Matrix. Our way home to oneness and the truest part of our infinite selves is to know ourselves beyond the socialized matrix of mind-constructed reality. Deep heart-based presence is a direct portal home. What does home feel like to you? Do you feel at home in your body? Oh my goodness. Does it feel like a safe space to rest your soul? Are there unloved parts of yourself? Do you ever really feel quite right? What is your relationship with your body? Not being fully in our bodies is referred to as being ungrounded or uncentered. And when our thoughts are a few steps ahead or behind, so follows our consciousness. When all sense of flighty survival drops away, a deep sigh radiates from the safe space within. You hold the environment, the platform, where you can ground dreams into realities. When you come home to this place, you will know a blissful presence and a warm inner glow of unconditional love. Wherever you go, you will feel a sense of home, and whoever you encounter, you will meet as family. And then the divinatory meaning is this card invites you to align with your temple space. Consider all the amazing things your body does and how you effortlessly move through reality. Become aware of the many gifts that come from a deep sense of truly occupying yourself. Often very intuitive souls exist within the upper chakras and may struggle with the density of humaning. You may not feel like you are from here, but as though you are more accustomed to navigating a world with different parameters. At this time on earth, it is a blessing to have the vessel of a body. It is an opportunity to make a difference, so celebrate it. You have dreams and visions and may yearn to float around in more etheric realms, but it is when we are fully grounded and present in our bodies that we can actualize these ideas and make a difference. Be grounded. Find your home just as like a tree. The deeper our roots, the higher we can reach into our heavens. And I think I'm going to keep this one out today because once I'm through this 21 days, good morning, Judy. Once I'm through this 21 days of creating this habit, then we're going to look into some more physical ones, like maybe yoga or whatever. I like doing yoga. I like doing some of the stuff, but again, it's one of the things that, you start, for someone like me, I struggle with sticking with habits, and I think that's the biggest problem for me is like, I want to do it, and I'll do it for a few days, and then I let it go because something will come up, or, the harder you try to have a structure or some kind of schedule, then things come about and they're like, oh, I need to do this, or this happens, but then very quickly you toss aside the things for your own self, right? So if I'm doing this, creating better habits, once we've kind of established this habit, then it'll be another habit, um, whatever it may be, journaling, creativity, like each 21 days we're going to try and figure something else that we can create a habit for that's going to be way better than smoking, drinking, doing stupid shit, stressing out, being anxious, not being able to pay our bills. All of those things are things we're trying to avoid. And if we can replace them with better habits and better time management and better financial skills, there's all kinds of things we can do. But sometimes we have to start with the small things first, right? So, and the one thing that I've learned is no matter what, at the end of the day, anything I put my mind to, I'm always going to excel at. I just have to do it, right? So, and that's the way we all are. Once we make the attempt to do it, then if we're not perfect, we keep going, right? We don't like to just give up. We keep going until we're good at it. And I am the same. That's how I am anyway. I like to become very well versed in anything that I attempt. So that also keeps me kind of focused and doing the things that I need to do. So the next one I got was balance forces, which again is going to be the same as coming home. Not the same, but is going to be aligning ourselves and coming to everything from a place where we're trying to become whole, right? So yin and yang, productive flow, masculine and feminine energy. The balance of duality, patriarchal paradigm being rebalanced, equality, balance, and perspective. The Lemurian people are said to have been androgynous, meaning they were not a specific gender, as they were only partially formed in the physical realm. They did not inhabit a paradigm of duality. They were a perfect balance of what became masculine and feminine energy as identified in physical form. We all hold a mix of masculine and feminine energies within us. Masculine energy is about focus in a forward direction, while feminine energy is more holistic and peripheral. Masculine energy is that of logistics and actioning desires into being, and it has more of a controlled and rigid vibration. Feminine energy is a freer flowing, nurturing, creative, and receptive. Both sides are to be celebrated, but in our efforts to rebalance, inequality and prejudice can occur. In the current paradigm, masculine and feminine energies are imbalanced as our global culture is largely patriarchal and strongly influenced by masculine energy. Efforts to revitalize the feminine flow have been incrementally shifting the balance over the last century. It is time to calm mind-based intellect, scientific data, linear direction, and the acquisition of power. To have an optimal human experience, we must embody a balance of masculine and feminine energies. We can daydream in receptive fluidity and then action our ideas into reality. We can be soft and nurturing and also firm and direct as needed. We can be determined, compassionate, grateful, vulnerable, visionary, and strong. There can be focus and free flow. We may not draw on these energies simultaneously, but when we access both equally, we can be truly powerful, centered beings. When we bridge the duality within ourselves, we can seed more balance in our outer world. And then this card invites you to look at masculine and feminine energy from a more balanced perspective. Is the situation at hand on the more masculine side of the spectrum? Can it be tempered with feminine energy? Vice versa. Would the addition of masculine energy bring balance? What needs to happen from a more holistic and equalized foundation? Do you normally hold a position of one extreme? How might you balance this so you can experience a more optimized state of being? To bring more masculine drive and focus to a situation, for instance, if you have some upcoming due dates and you need to get into action mode, focus on your goals, desires, and ambitions. If you want to engage more feminine energy for receptivity, trust, flow, and surrender, consider all the things you're grateful for already. Feel the warmth and gratitude and comfort of knowing everything is divinely perfect just the way it is. And that was this one. Again, like I said, the artwork on these are just phenomenal. And then Journey to Wholeness. Once I pull these, I might pull a couple more. Not of these ones, but I have a couple more decks. And then I'm going to start. We'll see what happens at the end. I'm not going to. We'll just wait and see. But right now, this is the one I'm reading. So, traditional Japanese painters do not paint the eyes of a deity before the rest of the body. As they say, this is the element that brings it to life. But for this image, I did just that. It was one of the most profound painting experiences I have experienced. I created deep into the night, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not put my paintbrush down. At 3 a.m., I was coaxed away. As I stepped back, I burst into tears. I was deeply upset at the being that had come alive on the canvas could be sensed in my art space, and I felt as if it was within me. The canvas held a half-formed being, part woman and somewhat octopus. She was troubled. The process she was in was quite disturbing to her. After doing a clearing, I was able to sleep. The next morning, my housemate inquired what happened in the night as his pictures were falling off the walls. As I worked on the painting over the next week, it felt like this being was undergoing healing. She was brought to wholeness and became quite beautiful with evolved energy systems and a sense of enlightenment and knowing about her. I've come to realize that this being is a hybrid. There are mixed reports about what caused these beings to be this way, but it seems there was a distinct sense of upset and disease amongst them, and they had an intense longing to be whole again. Some say the Lemurian hybrids were experiments done by the Atlanteans as they pushed what was possible. Others say they were a result of a vibratory similarities as the Lemurians became more physicalized, causing them to mix with that of the animals, depending on where their vibration was. You're back. Welcome back. Good morning. Nice to see you missed me. I needed a little more message. Most accounts associate the hybrid form with the disease and a sense of being outcast. It is understood that... Oh, that makes sense now, actually. It is understood that hybrids started appearing toward the end of the Lemurian epoch as they were densifying and the Atlantean mind-based intellect interfered with the ebb and flow of Lemurian ways. Though this is not what caused their demise. Well, he didn't stay very long. That's okay. This card is about loving yourself and others from the sense of wholeness, exactly as you are right now. It is only from the space that healing can take place. Oh, welcome. I knew it would only be a matter of time. We may find ourselves in relationships or scenarios where we can see great potential. We may have concepts of others that are not really who they are, due to subconscious projections or ideals. We could have the idea that we will feel better about ourselves when we achieve a goal or status, that success will somehow make everything better. Unfortunately, this takes us out of the present and makes our love somewhat conditional. To be a healer, transcend the perspective that the being in front of you needs to be fixed. Hold the vision that they are perfect as they are. From this place, they can heal themselves through the transformative power of acceptance. Acknowledge the full spectrum of a picture and bring any fractured parts back to the present moment. In this place, we are whole and thus have the power to step into the brightest version of ourselves. That couldn't be more fitting. I love that you stopped in to visit right on that card. That was right on time. So, give me one sec. You're gonna come for a walk with me because I need more tea. So yeah, little things. We can do just about anything. As long as it takes a few minutes of creativity. I don't care if it's just moving your house around. Just find a way. Good morning, Joan. Find a way to get yourself up and moving and doing something creative. Anything that keeps you thinking in the present moment and not so much about things that we can worry about 24/7 all day long and drive ourselves crazy, because as long as we're in that mode, we're never going to stay in receptive mode, ready to receive, right? So, sorry, I just had to put the kettle on because it's kind of cold today. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still a little sick. Okay, get back. Thank you. It's too bad he didn't. Well, maybe he didn't. Who knows? Or she. I should say the Society of She's, but it's okay. This is trash. Okay, so I'm gonna pull 3 of these cards. Maybe 2. We'll see. How many you want to give me, Spirit? Don't get crazy. It's 11 o'clock. I don't really want to stay here all day. So if we can get through these a little faster, I can get out and do some other things today, which would be wonderful. Good morning, Natasha. We got... Ooh. There's one. One up to 2 more we can do. That one snuck out. I didn't even see it. Oh, codependency. I don't like that. And you threw them? That was a little rough. Or that, Okay. Okay. So, well, we got the first one, which was codependency. That's not what it is. It's you got the love, but it talks about Hadrian energy, codependency, and boundaries, right? So, which is a huge big deal right now, and it happens way too much. What number is that? 128. But that's what's happening here, and it's kind of sad. Okay, so you got the love. The Hadrians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, independent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body. To learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe, familiar at a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive. Or perhaps there's a certain volatility to it that you're always unsure where you stand. This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. Do you lose yourself in relationships? If so, how? How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? And I know that why that came up, and that's because the little bully tribe came in for a moment. They got bored quick, though. And then we got Lost Lands. Soul Memories and Gifts. You've done this before. Okay, the world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today, in a different dimension. I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experience them. If this land comes to you, if this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of the lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon, exist within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands so we can all learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following: I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. And then we got calls. I like the Devil Mission one too, but we'll do this one first. Good morning, Alicia. Sorry. Right now I'm just reading from these cards. These are just some oracle cards that are helping us look forward and things we can do in the here and now to help us with our self-care journey and our healing journey, and helping us evolve our gratitude and our gratitude and our openness to spirit. So you came to Earth. Oh yeah, that was right. You came to Earth with a double mission: to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. The best way to fulfill these personal and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you to. It is encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're beginning to uncover. You're being called remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul's mission and share your soul's gifts. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you're facing the right way and that this moment is right here. This moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. And then the affirmation is, I call forth the soul gifts and the soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now, without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. And then there was Double Mission. Weird. That must be the neighbors. Alright. Lightworker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, and that's the individual mission, and they're also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for lightworker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work at what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, and then lose yourself in the doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. And then, how can you serve the world by being you? And then the last one was I Remember, and I just love this card. Literally looking into the water, but like in a crystal ball that's completely a seer, right? For somebody who just sees the future and the past and all of the lifetimes all at once. Okay, I got 76 here. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. And when you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. And what are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan, right? And that's like coming on here, doing this that I'm doing. I do it for the people that come back and watch the recordings, but I do it for myself, and I do it because at some point, people are going to come and they're going to be so grateful because they're not sure how to start some of these things or what to do. And in doing that, I'm helping not only myself, but myself first and foremost. I'm helping others understand that it really is that simple. It's just a small decision. Good morning, E-Man. Be right back. I'm just filling my tea. Sorry, I just had to fill my tea. Okay, so can I just get maybe 2? It's only 11, so I'd like to maybe do some yoga and shit too. Perfect. 2 right away. I like when we work together. Sorry. Hold on. I took you out. At least I didn't knock my tea over. I would have been so pissed off. Because I just poured it. Okay, so where did the book go? Right there. Perfect. So we got The Age of Light, and these are two different ones, which actually make me happy because as much as I love the trend of the same recurring ones, it gets really kind of, we needed something new today. 86. Okay, The Age of Light. That's this one. These are like the coolest pictures. I gotta figure out this whole light situation at some point. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There's no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. And sorry, still a little bit sick. Getting better though. That's just horrible. That's what happens though. Sometimes people just don't want you to speak your truth, and when you do, it makes them mad. So hold the card to your heart and say, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. And that was this one. Like, these cards are beautiful. And then I got Deep Replenishment. And this is retreat, rest, and be held. And like they're saying, right, you got to make sure your cup's full first. If you don't fill your cup, so it's overflowing when you're helping people, then you're just draining yourself and you're going to burn out. And that's just the way it is. 64. Okay, the most selfless thing you can do is fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile? Overspilling with life. It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe, attending a women's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you for there's more than enough to go around. Do something that deeply replenishes you today. And yes, that's the whole thing. I have things, we all have things that we need to do to make us happy. Like, I did a little bit of painting before I came on here. I finished my lion there. And I have a couple other things that I'm going to do as soon as I get off here. But they're small little things that actually give me a deep sense of satisfaction. And that's something that we should all look forward to doing and focus on doing a lot more. Because when we do that, we become more confident in our own right, but we also fill our cup so that when we give to people and when we come on here, especially things like this, when we come on here and, you know, you're doing it out of your love for doing it, not for whatever comes of it, you know, it's a lot easier to do that when your own cup is full and you're literally just working on the overflow, right? I make my own teas, and I absolutely love them. I drink them all day long. I quit drinking coffee. I don't want to say quit drinking coffee. But yeah, like, I'll go, you know, a couple weeks or whatever. I don't even think about one, and then once in a while I want like a cup of coffee. So like, I'm not saying that I don't do it at all, but at the same time I'm, you know, I'm down to like once every week or two or a couple weeks I'll have a cup of coffee, and that's, you know, I used to drink a pot a day at the very minimum. That's a little much. So yeah, we're gonna go with 3 at max, okay? And these ones are a little quicker, so I do appreciate that. And then other ones are long, but they have such a good meaning, and that's what's most important. We're trying to find the meanings of the things that we can do better. Yes, I like that one. Oh, you are good enough. Full moon and Virgo. I knew that one had to come out. And then, okay, I'll take 4. So we're not arguing today, and you're telling a story. So you are good enough. Work through your fears. So we're going back to that storyline, right? Just letting the people know that when they come in, if you start with that, it's a lot easier to work through this. And then the energy will gain momentum. Once you start, small little steps, guaranteed to gain momentum, and then a new start will be coming. It's just a matter of time, and all you gotta do is start with, you are good enough, okay? And that's the truth. So, what is that? Full moon in Virgo. 78. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humbled to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you have given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should be more than obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, and your office. It's a time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It's also time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you drew this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. Amen to that. New moon Scorpio. 56. Then it says, work through your fears. This card suggests a rebirth. Think about your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whether you've been through, whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns. No shit. But it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. You can also herald the start of a sexier time if you've been experiencing something of a drought, and emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. Have some sexy time. That's attuning to the moon for this one. And then time to let go of a grudge you're holding. Move on from jealousy. Stop being obsessive. Could it be you're being paranoid? And make an investment. As if I didn't know this card was going to come. Okay. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth. Magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light. And the new moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests you need to do that now. So, yes, you need to do your shadow work. You need to understand who you are. And sometimes that's why, to get to that point, a lot of times you got to start with the self-love. Because if you don't start with the self-love, you're not going to get the confidence to go, to do that deep, gross inner work. And it is gross, and it's hard, and it's stressful, and it's never going to be cute or pretty. But once you do it, and you come through to the light, the change in your life, the circumstances around you, and the people that start coming into your life, change drastically, I promise. And then the energy is gaining momentum. I wish I could read today. 98. Okay, during the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet. It is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical step towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. I know I'm headed in the right direction. The situation is full of potential. Your dream can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? And then review your goals and ensure you're still committed. Keep moving forward. And then the teaching of the card is the waxing cycle is the period of the lunar cycle from the new moon to full moon, and during this time, the moon appears to be slightly bigger and rounder every night. This is a very empowered and empowering time. This is a very promising card. It suggests now is the time to make plans and to act on them, no matter when you actually pull the card. And of course, that would come right after. And then a new start is coming, and that's a new moon. Not new moon eclipse, just new moon. Okay. Oh, right at the beginning, 24. Okay. There is a yes coming your way. There's one of the most auspicious card. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It is totally positive, and it suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. Be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on its way. Yeah, that's what it is. I'll see it when I believe it, is how you attune to the moon. Meaning, not I'll believe it when I see it. You have to believe it first, and then it will happen. And then additional meanings for the card is a new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working well. Oh my Lord, today, I don't know. Forget about the past. The new moon marks the start of the waxing cycle and the midpoint of the dark moon. It's a dark and veiled time, and when the moon is invisible, and a time of rebirth. Okay, it's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle. An intensely magical time when it's easier to pierce the veil to the other worlds. So, it's about wiping the slate clean, forgiving, letting go, not allowing, and setting your intentions for the future, the month ahead. And yeah, that's always something that we want to be doing. Set your intentions when you sleep, so you remember your dreams. Set your intentions to journal about your dreams and set your intention even the night before about what you would like to start doing for the next day, ways that you can do things positive. Asking for ideas on better ways on self-care, some ideas. Allowing new ideas to flow through you. Can we get a couple of these Spirit Junkie cards, please? Some positive affirmations just for the next couple of days coming. That would be really nice. You can have a couple because we're good. We're on time. We're actually... Thank you. There's two. I'm going to get a one. Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot. Okay. One more. Ooh, I like it. Okay, one more. Thank you. Okay, so I took 4 because the first one I really liked, and I don't. So it says, creativity flows from me. I am a divine creator. And we all are. Literally, we all are. All we have to do is open ourselves up and get ourselves out of survival mode. Once we get stuck there, it's almost impossible to get out. So, it's not impossible, but it's a lot. And it's a lot of work. And that's why doing these things, as boring as sometimes they seem, spending this time to do this, it's creating that habit. That's why the 21 days too, because that's why we're creating the habit. Is doing something that nourishes the soul, that it allows me, and whoever decides to follow, it allows us a time for some affirmations. So these ones I like to do because they're always affirmations, pretty much. They open your mind up to the possibilities. They allow us to receive any of the wonderful things that are coming in. So even just reading these cards, even though it's a long thing sometimes, normally I wouldn't just read them. I would read them to myself. However, this is part of the challenge, and this is part of what I'm doing. And so if I didn't read them, then people that didn't have the cards would not be able to. So, and the message that has to come out is usually a pretty good one, and very helpful on this journey. And you might not know until you've started the journey, but once you've started, and even the ones way far along on the journey will understand just how desperately they needed this almost boring portion of the self-care journey. They just didn't get to be the lucky ones who had to share it. So, we got this one, and it was Creativity flows from me. I am a divine creator, and I'm just showing it again because it can't be more true. Like, the moment we take ourselves out of all of that shit and release all of the anxiety and the fear and all that stuff, then we allow ourselves to be open to creating things that not only help us stay in a receiving and abundant energy, they also end up being things that we create that can help other people. You know, like I make the little wands, and I make little baby ones for our purses. They're just for alignment, and I think that always just holding on to them, just grabbing them throughout the day, just opening your purse or your pocket or whatever and seeing them says, oh, what am I grateful for? Take a moment and pause and breathe and find something to be grateful for. I make I make my necklaces and I make earrings and stuff. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear a pair of my earrings. I'm working on making some rings. I'm kind of it's not about selling them or whatever. It's just about doing something for me. Like, I will sell some of these eventually, but I think what I want to do is eventually, when I get subscribers, start sharing what I create and what I make to the others around me, you know. So, and then it says, I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. And that's right. Everything that sometimes is a challenge that we have to overcome is, you know, it's an opportunity to learn a lesson and to see our strength and to find all of the reasons we should be grateful, not why we should go in victim mode and back to the why me thought structure. Because once we do that, we kind of we block our own self and we take ourselves out of the receiving, and we don't allow ourselves to get back in there, and we completely ruin our own blessings and block our own blessings and allow other people to block our own blessings. And I did that for too long, and I'm not doing it again. Taking care of myself is a radical act of love. And it's the truth. And once you learn that and you create that love within you, all it does is once you show yourself love, you're showing yourself more love than you could possibly get from anyone else in the day. And then when you're full of love, you don't even have to try. The love just spills over, and the people that surround you, that come in, the people that spend a couple of minutes, the people that show up, the people that walk by you down the street and just feel the warmth of your smile. Those people get a small little filling every single day. They get a small dose of love, and every single day it just slowly almost forces these people into a loving stature, right? And it's like, if you smile at one person, they sometimes will smile back, maybe they don't, but they're going to walk on and they're going to look at somebody else along the way and they're going to smile at them. Like, it's just a natural, it's like a natural pay it forward. It happens sometimes and they don't even know they're doing it. And that's where we want to get the creativity and the sharing of love and strength amongst us, is where it just happens so naturally all the time. It's a constant thing, that nobody is even aware of it almost, you know, because, you know, all the hate we spew, all the anger, all the fear, all the shit that they just force feed down our throats day in and day out, stifles that love. And then when we're sharing that fear and love, how do you expect to get anything but that back? So if we can keep our cups full and fill ourselves up as much as possible, then at the end of the day, we can just live in the full cup, and then our overflow is what is going out to the world and helping those who desperately need it, right? So, and then I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. This is the hardest thing to kind of start with, right? Once you can learn to teach yourself this, then the self-love, the self-care, the moments of meditation, the moments of sitting with a quiet mind, the moments of sitting in the emotion and just pausing and feeling it become a lot easier. But this, we have to start with this, and we can only do that from a place of love, right? So it's possible. We can do it. Everybody can do it. We just have to make it a habit, and once we make it a habit, it becomes so easy that we don't even recognize that we're doing it. And that's kind of where we want to get to, that, we want to get to that point where the love is just exuding out of us all the time, because that's who we are, right? And when we do that, it doesn't even become, it's not a chore, it's not something that you have to do, it's just who you are. And when it's just who you are, anyone in the vicinity, anyone in the surrounding area is going to benefit simply because that's who you are. And that is the best thing that we could ever want, right? So, and I think I'm gonna, there's a couple more cards because Spirit's telling me to pull them out, so I think I'm going to, but I want to maybe do two of these, two different ones though, or two, yeah, just give us two different ones today. Ones with a good sarcasm. Oh, there's one, two, alright, thank you. I like when we work together. So we got magnesite, and oh, that one's kind of cool. So it usually almost always shows the picture of it on there. And what it is. Heady magnesite is a magnesium carbonate crystal that ranges in color from clear to porcelain white to off pink to sepia toned. It's sometimes grooved, brain-like appearance mimics the cerebral energy. Who needs it? The intellectuals and Aquarians. Where to put it? Wherever you want to quiet the mind or wake the F up. When to use it? When you're just too smart for your own good. When you're completely lost in your thoughts or they're running wild, dragging you behind them. Remember, the mind is a powerful thing. You rule it or it rules you. Meditate every day and show it who's boss with magnesite. And I'm going to have to look into that one. It looks like a good idea. And then it says at the bottom, get your mind right. And then we got Jet. Ooh, I like that one too. See, I just want one from every card. I want a stone, please. What it is, earthy and grounding. True black mineraloid variety of coal is an ancient fossilized driftwood. Oh. Who needs it? Empaths and witchy types. Where to put it? To clear a physical space or your body of uninvited vibes. Swipe Jet over the affected area and tell the toxic energy, spirits, and tensions to peace out. When to use it? When asking for guidance from elsewhere. Think. Seance, guided meditation, hardcore tarot session. Jet can take the edge off high vibe stones like moldavite and serpentine, and is a wise old friend to bring as your +1 whenever your triggers are sure to be on the guest list. And then claim your space. So yeah, I'm definitely have to look into those for sure. I'm gonna have to just put it in order, and then oh, the Moonstone? Are you trying to tell me that one too? Okay. So, Moonstone. And I like Moonstone. I'm pretty sure I have a couple pieces. What it is. A shimmering protective talisman for travelers since way back. Moonstone is a dreamy white to peach-hued feldspar mineral for gazers of sky and soul. Who needs it? All you earth goddesses out there and the people you keep around who need to work on their empathy, patience, and intuition. Where to put it? On your bedside table, in your overnight bag, with your passport and eye mask. When to use it? Under a new moon, use it to set intentions that align with your purest life-affirming inner child, nurturing calling. Under a full moon, moonstone belongs in the bedroom or wherever you get down. Find your natural rhythm. Well, I guess it's more peaceful when I talk to myself. The bullies get bored. And then, morning, Marlene. No, it's morning here. Thank you. It may be afternoon there, but should be in Mexico soon. So, it's probably morning there too. Okay, so these ones that I got were these were a game, but I actually really liked them because they were doing something different and becoming a better person every single day. Let's see if we can pull one that maybe we can help. Buy a disposable camera and take 10 pictures with it this week. There's something rewarding about taking pictures, being patient, and waiting for them to develop. Good morning, Anthony. We'll do one more. Wait, we'll split it up because these piles are big and I don't want to try to. These ones I can do. It's just because there's a lot of cards. I'm good. How are you? Okay, hold on. Can we not get crazy? Oh, I like that. Dear self. Okay. Just one. The sweetest sound of all. Listen to nature sounds for 20 minutes. Nature sounds decrease stress and create a sense of calm. These are things that every single day... Oh, that was really nice. Thank you. Every single day you can do simple things, and it's just better than yesterday is the name of the game, right? But what happened was I just decided that it was better to do it as almost a tarot. Look at that. 1111. And anyone that knows angel numbers. So now I have no choice but to read that card because I just picked it up. Today I missed it already. It says today at 11 a.m., but we're a little late and you guys are definitely late. So today at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Oh, you can get the p.m. Take a moment to make a wish. You work hard. Use 11:11 to take a minute and be grateful for your hard work. So every time you see 11:11, just make a wish. And eventually you're going to start making the same wish and the same wish. And then you know what happens is you end up manifesting it. And then it comes into your life. And that's something that we all want, right? And it just all starts with making a wish because it doesn't come into existence until we speak it into existence. And if we don't speak it into existence, it's never going to exist. And that doesn't mean that somebody else won't speak it into existence, but once they do, then it's wonderful because you know that they can actually speak it into existence. If you see someone else do it, that means obviously you can do it too, right? So, and then this one is just a Cosmic Dancer Oracle. These ones these are just intuitive ones and I pull them. They do have a book. I don't usually go by it though. These are just a more intuitive. It gives you a basic feeling, and of course I always love to dance. That was a little much. They were not messing around. They said get them out. So this one says look in the mirror, which is what we did today. Oh, and then it also said so improvise. This is something when they say don't get so caught up in your day-to-day. Like even when I read my things, yeah, I'm trying to create a habit. So we want the little portion of the habit. But then it's also pulling some things like this or whatever you feel called to do, right? Make mistakes, fail forward. We all I couldn't trust anyone in this world that's never fucked up, period. Because then I would be very scared. Well, basically, you know that they have no accountability if you know someone who's never failed. And then devote. So you're going to devote your time to yourself, to spirit, to grounding. But it starts with yourself. And you even though you devote to spirit and God, they're always with you. If you can't hear them and you can't speak with them if you don't devote time to yourself, so to quiet the mind and see and hear within. So that's what they're saying. And then honor the lineage. So whatever you got going on in your history, take the DNA test, draw it back and then look into the dances of your cultures, and honor that. And you don't have to always just do that, but even different cultures, learn and understand through dance, through movement. It's one of the best ways to, I find this and food are one of the best ways to integrate cultures and create those questions and allow us the open-mindedness to love and integrate everybody equally and with love and open arms, right? So, yeah, just movement is one of the best ways we can do this. So I gotta plug my phone in. This phone is so old, I don't even know how it's still going, but it has, and it survived, so I have to give it its respect. And then I bought a new phone, and that's actually garbage. I wish I had I'm gonna just maybe get this one back, but a new one. And then, I got, honor the cycles. We understand that everything in this world is cyclic. So there's times to bloom, blossom, and grow, and there's also times to hibernate and heal and rest and recuperate, and everything is a cycle. And as long as we follow the cycles, ebbs and flows, and understand what goes up must come down, all of those things, and we learn to flow with that, then we understand that everything's going to be okay always. Sparkle and shine. Just be your damn best self at any single time of the day, period. Don't dim your light. Don't hide yourself from anybody. Don't allow somebody to make you feel sorry for who you are or what you believe, think, feel in this lifetime. You are you, and honor that 110%. As long as you being you or the things you're doing aren't physically hurting somebody, aren't hurt, I'm not going to get into the fight or argument of opinions and stuff, because it doesn't matter. If your opinion, is going to be hurtful or painful to somebody purposefully, then you're not going to share it. And then if you do share it and you find out it's hurtful or painful to somebody, then one, look inside and understand if you did it for a negative reason. If you did, then you really need to work on that. And if you didn't, then maybe ask the questions and take that moment. It's okay to ask questions, because we don't learn and understand each other or get to grow and become closer and more understanding of one another if we don't ask questions. But when we ask questions, we need to also open ourselves to listen to the answers, right? So, and then take the lead, right? We all have to be our own leaders. And when we're our own leaders and we lead with dignity, integrity, honesty, clarity, and love, then when we lead from all those points of perspective, then anywhere we go, any place we go, the people that come along or that join or that we come across are going to be nothing but lessons and wonderful people and new opportunities to learn every single day. Sheldon Bell, good morning. Alright, just give me one or two. I like these ones. This is the transformation. Well, it's the butterfly deck, but it's about transformation. And then, oh, windfall. What? I like that one. So, yes, we have the monarch and the flowers, and it says windfall. So that reminds me of like harvest season, right? Like, it's a big lucky thing, but it's like it's time. All of the things that you've been putting out there are about to come to fruition and join in. See that? So it's just, yeah. That seems to me like your tribe's starting to show up. Sobriety. Oh, and I've actually got a lot of friends that have been working hard on this, and they're doing a great damn job, and I'm super proud of them. New career. There's always some exciting things happening when you have the opportunity for a new career. These butterflies are gorgeous. And support. That's what I said. I had a feeling all this had to do with support. And that is when your soul tribe starts coming in, and the people that are going to be there for you, the people that are going to show up and show you love no matter what. Because they love you for who you are, and they want to cheer on your wins and help pick you up when you fall and get your ass back out there doing it again. You know, not try to hide you from the world or make you feel small or ashamed. And we need more of those people in the world. Which other one? Hold on, I'm trying to listen to what they want me to pull. I can put angels too if you want. Oh my lord. I don't think I realized I had so many decks. Okay. Well, if we're gonna do it, we might as well do playtime. Okay, how about level 9? Yes, we'll do the healing one on the way out. So it's 12 o'clock, so we're good. Okay. Yeah, I like these ones. Alright, we get a couple of these ones. Tell me a little story of something that we can share and give some suggestions on how we can move forward and stay just like that. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, I like these ones a lot. Move boldly into a golden future. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6. These cards are really good. And then gentleness is the path of peace. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. Psalms 23, 1-3. And as long as we sit in that thought, in that knowing, we're always in a space. We come to a space where we're not in need. We have everything that we need. We're in a place of peace, and we can't be in a place of peace in a place of lack or scarcity or fear when we're at a place of peace. And when we're at a place of peace, we allow ourselves to align with our truest desires, and that helps us share that out into the world also. So that's the goal every single day. Hi, Demarie and Lucky. Welcome. Let love light the way. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. Deuteronomy 31:8. I might need to get my glasses. But yeah, we want to understand that no matter what we do, we want to lead from a heart-led. Yes, we want our heart and mind to be clear, but at the end of the day, sometimes things aren't always explainable, and sometimes we have to have that little bit of faith and love and trust in God when we're marching our way through. And sometimes we're in that dark for a long time and we don't know where we're going to go, and we're struggling to find our way through it. And when we do, then just know that God will always light our way. And as long as, even when we can't see it, we just have to trust it, because we know at the end of the day, God knows what's what, and God didn't put us here to do these things to not give us what He promised, and that is the truth. Leave a trail of love as you walk the earth. O Lord, what a variety of things you have made. In wisdom you have made them all. Psalms 104:24. And that's right. So when they say leave a trail, and that's what I say, like, make your cup so full and overflowing that it literally spills out. So even if even if you don't encounter 1,000 people a day, whatever, you're just constantly spilling and spilling and spilling over, because you're just that full constantly. And when you're that full of love and it spills over, then you basically are leaving a trail. So those coming behind you, even just walking where you walk, they're gonna feel that love, because that's how much love we exude, right? Release your cares to God. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and rest. Psalms 55:6. So yeah, you got to give it to God. Like, we can worry and worry and worry and stress and freak out and just not know what the hell we're going to do, and worry like that. Or we can say, I'm doing what you asked, God. No, I'm leaving these worries and these stresses to you, and I understand that you have it. Then you gotta let go and let God. Then walk away from illusions and toward the truth. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. Psalms 25:4. Right. So when you're unsure, when you're unclear, if you feel like you're not going to make it, or you're not making the right choices, or you're just questioning yourself, first of all, pray, but then just remember, you got to sit in just a little bit. You got to sit for the moment and wait and allow God to respond. You got to wait for them to respond. You got to be able to open and ready to hear, right? And a lot of us forget that. So with God, all things are possible. If you had faith, even as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it would move. Matthew 17:20. And that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter if you agree. It doesn't matter if everyone likes what I'm doing. None of that matters. I know what God told me to do. I'm being obedient. And it's helping me in immense ways. And eventually it will help other people. But in the moment, it doesn't matter. I know what I'm saying, and I know what I'm sharing, and I know at the end of the day, people do need it. So those people will show up. But until then, it doesn't matter. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it for God. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Now, I'm going to have to keep this one out more often. I haven't not used this one in a while, and it keeps getting buried in the bottom. So that one definitely has to stay. There's a couple, and it's kind of nice. I'm actually playing with my decks because I haven't had them in a while. I haven't pulled them out and really messed with them. So now I'm just taking a moment to... The Secret Language of Light. I like this one too. How many more? Alright. I like these ones because they're pretty simple, and even if they have a book, I just read them intuitively and I go by the picture, right? So we got healing, obviously, that's the whole thing we're talking about here, and this is what starts you. Then you go from your healing to your alignment, and then we nourish the planet, right, as we heal ourselves and we align. This is how, once we align, we gain insight so we can nourish the planet, right? Which, literally, Spirit says, tell your story, because this is what's going to happen, right? And then you sing your soul song. So, essentially, like, this isn't my only soul song, but essentially what they're saying by that, me showing up here, me doing the work, me showing up every day, me pulling these cards, me having these conversations, this is the start of my soul song. It is not my whole soul song, but it is the start. And in that, you'll be calling in your soul tribe, which is so funny. Like, I literally knew that it was going to be that card. There is only light. So once you have your soul family, once they start coming in, right, there's no good, bad, ugly. You have this constant group, and you have this support system and this structure that could never let you fall. And with that power, it's not the power of one, it's the power of many. And with the power of many and that alignment, we become not one small portal to the heavens. We become many, and that portal gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and we have no choice but to open the hearts of the people around us, because all they can do is feel that vibration just raising and raising and raising. And even when they don't want it, it's going to happen, because they can't help it. When they come around us or anywhere in the vicinity, they can't help but feel that love, and that is the goal, right? We want to bring all of that energy and that love and that pureness down. We're pulling it from the heavens and we're grounding it into the earth so that everyone around us gets so much love that they cannot be stopped. And then we have manifestation, and that's what I was talking about, pulling it in, right? As we pull it in, we're pulling in our desires, our greatest desires. And, one of our greatest desires is happiness and peace and love for all. I mean, there's so many of us, like, it's not just one person. Does everybody have that wish? Probably not, but there's so many of us that do that. We can allow it to use to help other people raise the people that feel in fear, or that are scared, or that are just don't know how to come out of that lack mindset. We're doing the extra work. We're pulling that work in so that, and we're built for that. So it's not like we're doing it like it's painful. We're doing it because we want to. We chose to do that, and that's the most important thing, right? And then this is the whole goal, right? Like, Spirit, you were not fucking around, eh? That was the whole story. I'm sorry, but that was pretty awesome. Literally, right from the beginning to the end, that was the whole story. And they spit it out just like that. And that's the times when I know the Spirit has my back. And God is saying you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I thank you for that, because that was wonderful. And it's you. And look, meditation. And number 8, which is like my number. That was just at the bottom of the deck. And the reason I'm showing that one is because we can all start the process with just doing a little bit of this, right? So simple. This and a little bit of self-love, right? So it's not even like we have to go purchase a multi-million-dollar home or go and give them out to everybody, like, the things that we have to do to actually help the world heal and to bring that vibration up are so simple. They're free. They're absolutely free. They don't take anything but a small amount of time and just love and intention. And really, truly, that's, once we can accept that and come from that space, doing these things are so easy. Actually, let's do... Yeah, I want to do this one, because some of us travel in our sleep and stuff, but this one is more about, I believe, like, the history of... When I feel the history of what our past lives and the things that, you know, what we're meant to do, and I don't know, we'll see. I think Spirit might agree. Yeah, anything else? It's so funny, because okay. So, this one's, the first one that came out was Overcoming Obstacles. Now, this is like this Sword in the Stone, right? But, I'm kind of laughing because at the same time, the first thing I thought of was James and the Giant Peach. I don't know if y'all remember that book, but, yeah, it's just one of those things, like, no matter how you look at it, right, finding a solution is possible. And sometimes you have to think outside the box. Sometimes you have to sit with it. Sometimes you have to even get help. But at the end of the day, you know, you can overcome any obstacle that's in your way. You just have to think about it and find a way, and sometimes give it to God and get Him to help. And then, stepping into your power, you are strong beyond measure. So, every time you overcome an obstacle, every time you step into your... Every time you have to overcome an obstacle, at 12:12 on the clock, yeah, you start to step into your power, and every time that happens, you step more and more into your power until you actually get to learn, truly, you are strong beyond measure. Like, you have no idea the amount of strength that you actually have in you, right? And then, narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. So, at the end of the day, we have 1,000 million different directions we can go. And some of them, once you narrow your path, you have to tread more carefully. But at the same time, it depends on what you're going for, right? But no matter which way you go or how you choose, you need to think about it thoughtfully, right? So you want to be kind, you want to be caring. If you can't do it in a way that's respectful and loving of others, then, you know, maybe it's time to rethink a little bit, right? And then, uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. And that's talking about when we go inward, the amount of knowledge that we can pull from the universe, from God, from our angels, from our past lives, all of the things that we can pull in and actually accumulate, to learn, to share is just unbelievable. And when we start looking at it as treasures, and truly they are, because as we share them and other people start to learn them, more people start searching, and the more you search and the more, you know, the better we all become, truly, as human beings. And then, vast vistas, expand your horizons, you know. You don't have to stay in just one place, and you don't have to stay in one mindset, and it's okay to love 20 million different things, and it's okay to want to do this and change your mind, and change. You can do anything you want to do, and if you change your mind in another day or whatever, like, that just means that it was telling you that's what you needed to do, right? And at the end of the day, change your path 100 different times. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, your path is your path. And no matter how many detours you take, it's going to take you right where God said you needed to go. So, that's the truth. Sometimes we take longer, and sometimes we take the harder road, but we always get where we gotta go. Alright, let's do these ones. Moon Witch. And with... Oh. Okay. And with the new, one more? I figured there'd be a few for this one, just because of the moon that's coming up, and... Alright. Yeah, I like it. Okay, hold on. Sisterhood, eh? Yeah. So we got this one, which is the witch's hat, and that's express yourself, share your gifts with the world. And then, in familiar, some of these cards are funky, eh? And it says, listen and learn, okay? And then, spells and rituals, bring magic and self-care together. And that's just like adding herbs and stuff to your bath, and rituals, asking for peace and love and abundance and all of those things. And then the power of sisterhood, right? That's your soul tribe. That's what you want. The power of having friends that you can trust and want the best for you. Yeah, healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. So, have your friends, finding your friends, and allowing those you love to be in your life, but creating those boundaries where everybody comes from a safe space. When we create boundaries, we allow everyone to meet in the middle, right? We're meeting where we're in a neutral zone. Nobody's better than others. Nobody has an advantage, okay? So when you create those boundaries especially when it comes to self-respect and stuff like that, we create a space where we know nobody's going to step over that line. And when we come to those meeting places, that's a safe space on both sides because we know that they're respecting our boundaries. So if we don't make clear boundaries and let people know, then it's a lot harder for people to do that. And then it's harder, we can't really be mad or resentful if they cross them when they didn't even know. So it's really, really important to create boundaries and really work strong and be strong in maintaining them. And then the new moon is fresh start, new beginning. You're on the right path, so just keep going as long as we're healing and doing better. And then find a balance. Work, life, love, right? Work, life, love, spirit, home. And then connect to the earth. And it's always going to be connect to the earth, right? So that's what we want to do. Once you get grounded and you connect with the earth, Mother Earth, or Gaia, is going to allow that energy to flow through us, and it's going to help with bringing in our abundance and creating a stable, grounding, easy, comforting place for us to come through, right? So I'm trying to put my cards away. Oh yeah, so we'll do the Gaia Oracle since I was just talking about it. Okay. Oh, I like the guidance, affirmation, and transformation. So give us a little guidance today, something that we can use through our day. Oh, I like it. Well, I don't know about that, but is that it? Okay. So we got reflection, self-examination, distortion. So when we start looking inward and thinking clearly about the things that we need to move forward, focusing on the things that we want, not what we don't want, especially with these moons coming in, right? The new moons, the full moon going out, the new moon coming in. Those are the times that we really want to go inward and really focus on what we want to, what our intentions are, and what we're letting go of, right? And then, obviously, I was talking about the moon, the moonlight, right? And that's when we start healing the repressed emotions, okay, and healing the traumas and all those things. We do that through the moons, and understanding that it's a cycle like the moon, right? And when we do that, then we start to achieve our things, and that's when we understand every time we get out of a cycle or do better in a cycle, we close a cycle, we open to a new, better, stronger, happier cycle. And are they going to be perfect? No, because we're constantly healing, but they're always, always, always going to be happier and more opportunity times. And then, of course, the Zen Garden. That was perfect right at the bottom of the deck. And that's our inner sanctuary, what I'm talking about. And we always want to come back to that. As long as we come back to that every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, depending on where we're at, nothing but good can come of that. So just remember that. And then, I'm tired. 12:21 on the clock. That's, if that wasn't confirmation, I don't know what was. Okay, so I'm gonna pull. I think this is it, and then oh, maybe not. We'll take that. You want to do the rose one first? Okay. I guess I'm pulling the rose oracle first. We're gonna pull this one for sure. But you wanted this one? We'll pull this one first. Okay, just give me a couple. Again, we know most of these are oracles and guidance, so all of these, my question will be with these, unless specified, will be moving forward, the anointed. Okay, answer the call. Leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. That's right, we all do, right? Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, positive outlook, and that's what we want. We want to start our day every day with a positive outlook, no matter what. Life has enough time to kick us while we're down, but at the very least, if we can always bring ourselves back to a positive outlook, or and start our day with a positive outlook, we're already ahead of the game, and we give ourselves that much more protection. We are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection, right? And that's the goal. We all want to be, we're one, raising the vibration of the planet, helping others heal, and yes, taking the load of those that don't know how to do it just yet. So sometimes we have to bear the burden a little bit, and that's okay, as long as we're healing ourselves first and loving ourselves first. The bloom, creations realize, right time, harvest, celebrate. That means it's coming into harvest time. So all those seeds that you sowed have been growing, and it's coming time that you're getting ready to reap, and that's always a good thing. And then release the petals. Transformation, death, rebirth, shedding, all change. If I can't tell you how many deaths of rebirths and Nights of the Soul I've had in the last 2 years. It's just unbelievable. Probably my whole life, if we went back that far, would be a whole nother story. But at least in the last 2 years, and I understand it's never ending. But when we do it, we have to always be prepared for the next one coming. And then attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. So every time we do all the releasing, we're now leaving ourselves open so we can receive all the good things that are coming our way. And that is something that I keep speaking on over and over and over, because if we hold on to the negative or the crap from the past, and never let it go, then we force ourselves to be stuck in this place, because there's no room for anything to come in, and we don't want to be in that position, right? So we want to always be in a position of receiving. So when we're too full and we're not moving and we're feeling like we're stagnant and something's just not hitting or not allowing us to let go, then that's when we know there must be something that we need to release. And that's when we have to start going inward again and questioning ourselves and figuring out the answer. Sorry, I make good tea. Really good tea. Alright. One. Oh no. That one. Okay, if you want it to come out, it'll come out. Okay. Angel Mary. Okay, so we got Archangel Mallory. Remember who you are and take action when you're ready. Okay. Stand strong in your beliefs, and whenever you feel the need to take action to do the things you believe in, then you just gotta do what you gotta do, and understand that the universe favors the bold. So when you take that leap out of trust, just what Archangel Mallory is saying is, I have your back, and I'm here supporting you along the way, and it's okay to leap, right? Oh, and then we got Archangel Mary. Open your heart with compassion and enfold others in love. So, anytime and every time, even when you're angry, even when shit happens, and even when it's the hardest thing for you to want to do, you need to come at it from a place of compassion and understanding and forgiveness, even for yourself, first and foremost for yourself. And then along the way, it's a little easier, because when you understand the things that you forgive yourself for, and that, you know, and if you also understand your intentions from where you came from when you were doing things, or things that you've done where you've had to forgive yourself. When you look at intention, it's a little easier to understand the thought processes and all that. And for me personally, intention goes a long way. If you did something that hurt me and it was an accident, or you didn't mean, or you were unknowing, or you didn't know it was going to happen, it's a lot easier for me to forgive, understand, and let go than it would be if you intentionally did it. You went out of your way to cruelly hurt me, right? Like, that's just giving an example, right? And then we have Archangel Muriel. Trust your own wisdom. Have faith in your psychic impressions, right? We're all psychic, and we all have intuition, and we all have the ability to connect with spirit, to connect with God, to connect with our angels and our spirit team. We have the ability to connect with Mother Earth and feel the energy and the solutions and the wisdom that they all hold. But to get there, it's the journey, and it's the healing, and that's where we're all, some of us, you know, have been doing the healing journey our whole life. We may have taken detour after detour to all kinds of wild places that we probably should have never. But we did, and we did that to learn more and more lessons so that we would be able to share them with all of the people that were struggling to do it now. So, and Seraphina, be an ambassador for Earth. Build your bridge to Source. I literally was just talking about that. So, that was just a confirmation that that's what we're trying to do. And for those that are just learning or starting out or trying to figure it out, you know, I've been building that bridge my whole life. And as scary as it even was for me, I didn't have any help. And if I didn't just not have any help, I had everybody and their neighbor fighting me the whole way, and putting me down, and like literally just boxing me up and terrifying me of what was going to happen if I did any of these things. So when I tell you, it's about I'm here to help those that don't know where to start, and that's kind of it. Am I going to be that my whole life? No, but that will always be a part of my calling, and that will always be something that no matter what, there's going to be times where I'm going to have to come right back to basics right here, and I'm going to have to meet those people when they show up, and I'm going to have to help them with a place to start. And if this is how I have to do it, then this is how I have to do it, right? Yeah. we'll do this one. So this one is Healing Energy Oracle, and I like these because at the end of the day, they give you something good to look towards. They give you something to help on your healing journey, but they also give you things like gratitude or things to focus on for your day ahead, right? And if we're doing the creating healthy habits, I think this is one of the best that we can do. Trust, I like that one. Okay, so we got a couple. So we got trust, the path to light, and return to heart. And then at the bottom of the deck, the voice of heart. So literally, Spirit's telling my story. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. That's right. Doesn't matter, good, bad, or ugly. Everything is what it is. It just is, okay? And, okay, I'm going to put that one out. Oh, you want that one too? Okay. So, everything just is, okay? You can't let the good or bad bog you down. You just have to trust that if you encountered it, if you had to overcome it, if you were put in that situation, it was put there for you to learn, grow, bloom, and blossom, okay? It was a lesson you were meant to learn. And when we understand and we come from that point, it's a lot easier to stay focused, ground ourselves, and trust that God understands what we're doing. And then the path to light, okay? And it says, I make the conscious choice to move toward the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts, which is part of what we're doing right now, right? I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally, right? So first it starts with trust, right? And then this is you finding your path, right? This is you coming to it. And then at the end of the day, we're returning to our heart. Because our path, we're not going to get anywhere until we come from our heart space, right? I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul, the present moment. I calm my thoughts, I focus on my heart, and I find space to be. Where my light and greatness are, I find peace and inner silence. And that's what we're doing. We're always coming back to that sense of self right in our heart. And then the voice of my heart. I silence the fear in me and I discover the voice of my heart. The fruit of these words guides me. I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me on the path of light, right? So now we're starting to trust our soul and starting to learn ourselves and follow our intuition, which is, you know, it's there for everybody, and we really need to truly use that. And if more people did, there'd be a lot less shit going on in the world. And then action. My divine action incites love and harmony. I'm aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenge into opportunity, and fear into love. And that was just what I was saying at the beginning. Everything just is, right? It's not good or bad. It's just all about the perspective of what it is that you're learning and along the way. And this one here is just saying, you know, you can't take everything as a good or bad. Look at it from the perspective of it was a lesson and I learned it and there was a reason I needed to learn it. Did I learn the lesson? So I'm going to be grateful for the lesson and I'm going to move forward. And as I share my lessons, because we're not holding on to the things that we learn. The things that we learn, we're sharing with those who need it along the way. Because if we can help somebody do it the not hard way, or make it a little easier for anybody along the way, then I think that's the best case scenario. And I think that's us giving, truly giving from our heart. And when you're giving from your heart, it doesn't have to be all your money. It doesn't have to be this. You're giving from your heart, and you're giving your time, and you're giving your energy, and you're giving what you have to help others along the way. And as long as we understand that these are secrets and that we're doing it for the best things possible, for everybody's best case possible, then we know that we are in the right space, right? And then, Yeah. I'm gonna pull some of these karma cards because it seems like with the moons and everything going on that, hey, what are these ones called? We'll see, hopefully. This is the last one. Maybe I might start selling these because I do really like them and they're super nice. And then we get the little ones for our purses. I do really love them. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear my earrings or whatever that I made because I just like to them. And then okay, that was quick. Be realistic. Diplomacy. Be concerned about relationships. Yeah, no shit. You must wait before you can get a fair deal. Yes, I know. And I love these cards. And then balance, the maturity that brings balance. And then caution regarding cooperation. And then limits impose your partners. Yes, I know. Once they impose limits on you, that's when you have trouble, and you don't want that. So sorry. Yeah, that's right. So, your feelings as a life or death issue. Attitudes from the past about getting and using power. Use your intuition and use other people's resources. Personal power, intuition to protect personal power, and then attitudes from the past about the mysteries of life, and then resulting from the history of a major change. These are on point today. What's this one? Okay, be realistic about diplomatically be realistic, and then be concerned about relationships. Get a fair deal. Oh, it was the other one. No, that was right. Okay, do two more, because I just like these. Okay, that one? Yeah. One more? Oh, I didn't even look at the signs. Why didn't I look at the signs? Okay. I should have. Okay, good. I had to know that was going to come out. Okay, so cherish the serving of others for humanity's sake. And then enjoy the details of your hopes and wishes. Charm, art, and beauty are the way to do what you must do and do it for the future. These cards, I love these so much because they literally answer your questions. And then, of course, it's Venus and Virgo in the 11th house and that one. And I forgot to check on the other ones, but I'm going to flip them back to what they were. And then, yeah, they're there. So we got, and that was Cancer in the 8th house. And then we also had Saturn in the 7th house, yes. But this one was Venus and Virgo in the 11th house, which makes so much sense all alone. So, and then it also tells me the methods for freedom, the attraction of methods for the healing power of freedom. And then pleasure from the analyzing of associations and good times resulting from the perfectionism of your circle of friends. So when I get, like how I read these cards, when I shuffle them and they spit out to me, some people you're supposed to do it, there's other way you're supposed to do it, but I always shuffle them. But I find that anytime I've ever had a question, like look, I just spit them back out again, 3, and anytime I've ever had a question in my head, if I take these and I put them together, like if you put the three of them, the answers to your question will be in one of the 6 sentences. And when I say 6, it's because you can flip it and spin it any way you want, but any which way you read the sentences, it's going to be an answer to your question, whether it's a what's going on, or the action to take, or how to process, or whatever. The answer is in there, which is wild. Like this one is Mercury, Mars in Leo. So leadership, communicate, energize. And then it says the creativeness, analyze the creativeness and confront. Let your mind tell you how to force yourself to do what you want to. And so you have to sometimes move them, but at the same time you don't, because if you listen to the sentence and you actually focus on the question that you actually had, the awareness of self-confidence to create the drive for taking a chance on the confronting of many thoughts about or from many words resulting from the impressiveness of the action of your friends. Like, it's just that I read them all together. That one didn't have to be a big long sentence like that, but I just read them all together because it seemed. And then it says patiently, what you want, get what you need. This is in the second house. Of course. Oh, that's the financial one in the second house. That's kind of interesting. Your beliefs, what you value, your resources, yes. And then patiently, what you want, get what you need. Right, so everything that is time, temperance, that card shows up a lot. And before, I used to be like, I'm so sick of patience. I used to actually get so sick of it. And now I'm understanding why it's so needed, truly. And every time I came to a point where why, or I got something a little early, I always regretted getting it early. And that's the truth. So, we'll do the everyday witch. I guess we're going all the way till 1 o'clock. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. We're feeding our seeds. The Chariot. The High Priestess. Ace of Wands. So the ideas are coming. And the Star. Yeah, so it's all coming. I know. Where did you sneak out from? 10 of Wands. Yeah, you gotta lay down the burdens. Knight of Cups. So once you lay down the burdens, the Knight of Cups comes in. So that's good. Queen of Wands upside down, though. Yeah, we have more creativity, or is that what's holding back is the other Queen of Wands? There's the black cat. There's my Pokey. Hi, Poke. Okay. And the Tower. Yeah, we're over the Towers. But sometimes the Tower's a good thing. I didn't pull these yet. The Hierophant. 7 of Wands. Yeah. Lovers. Bottom of the deck, Justice. So that's good, because it's time. It's definitely time. I don't wanna go crazy into story time. We're not pulling cards unless it's a collective. And right now there isn't a collective. There's collective me. So yeah, I have my fun time playing with my cards. And okay, I'm just gonna pull one of these, because maybe 2 of these. Because Spirit said. These are just the angel numbers and stuff that I have come across along the way, and I've been writing them. Okay, that's a little much. I'm not an option. Yeah, that's seek out knowledge. It's always going to be the same thing. Because they keep emotional intimacy. It's your vibration. Stay high vibrational. Yeah, so no matter what, like, they think they come in and mess around, but it doesn't bother me at all. And that's the most important thing. My ships are coming in. I love it. Angel number 737. But also, yeah, give me 2 angel numbers. out of here that I can kind of close this out with, because I want to... I don't need my own personal story. We just want to have a couple angel numbers, something that they can have for guidance, to look forward for anybody that comes and watches the video after the fact. I got manifesting my stable, abundant future. Grateful every day. Always learning. Yes, always more gratitude. With each and every one. Thank you to my spirit team for always supporting me and helping me be kind to myself and learning ways to be more open to you. I truly can't wait to be able to connect and speak freely with each and every one of my team that patiently protects me while waiting for me to figure out how to get closer to you. And then do what you love, right? So, healing journey, and this is the whole thing that I'm all about. Aquarius and Pisces. Sun in Aquarius and Pisces, which is your identity, right? And then your moon, Mercury. Meditate. That is the goal. Find the block and heal it, because once you can get to that, you're open. Be open to receiving. That is, again, hi Gypsy, how are you? This is the whole goal. This is where we're trying to get, no matter what, at the end of the day, right? And, what was the other one? Rest. Obviously, we need rest. Okay, can we get one angel number, please? Out of this. Out of all this mess, just send me one. I'm going to have to start writing the rest of them out. Okay. Guided meditations would also help, and 1102, what was the other one? Angel number 1102. So if you look that up, it will give you some inspiration. Start studying plants, which is my goal. That is my absolute goal. By the end of the year, once I start receiving income, the goal is that and numerology, but herbology is my first and foremost goal, so I can start doing more healing stuff. So, yeah, and just write down your flaws and your, I almost want to say a pros and a con list of your own self, right? Because when you do that, and when you can look at yourself and see yourself on paper, it helps you to kind of take a good, clear look at yourself, and it's an uninhibited look. It's an honest portrayal of yourself, and just be very, very honest. And then when you go back and look at it, and you can be proud of the things that are good, and when you come up with a couple negatives, or maybe you come up with a whole bunch of negatives because you're unsure. We all struggle with that sometimes, but when that happens, maybe go through them negatives and go, maybe I'm a little, I might be a little overreacting there, and I don't think that's not a negative quality, that's a personality trait, or whatever, right? Like, go through it and really refine your negative side, because chances are you really overcritical of yourself to the point of exhaustion. And when you get past that and you can cut that list down in at least half, and then probably half it again, and probably half it one more time, then you can really get down to maybe the core issue that actually needs to be worked on or looked at, and maybe circle one or two and pick one or two and start working on them every day, right? And the more you work on that, and the more you put that intention into working on it, there's nothing much you can do but become better. There's no other way around it, right? And the goal isn't competition. The goal is each and every day, the competition with yourself. Just do a little bit better each day, and that's what we're doing. Creating better habits one day at a time. And I hope everyone that comes along and watches after, they enjoy it, and if not, be here tomorrow and we'll find something. We'll be here for the regular scheduling, and then we'll come up with something and see what we're doing next month. So, hi, Chelsea Queen. I was just about to end it, but I'll be back on tomorrow morning between like 9 and 11, somewhere around there. We're working on a healing journey and stuff. You're welcome to visit tomorrow. Oh, why is that? What does that mean?